Enjoy the ride. You know, we all start somewhere. And when I joined the gym, knowing nothing, and started getting slowly but progressively serious about it, when I was 16 and having my personal trainer, then train with my uncle, being prepared for small competition and getting deeper and more serious into bodybuilding, getting stronger, bigger. And many times we spoke with my uncle about how great it would be to have your own home gym, you know. That time, in my country, Czech Republic where I'm from, the money and the space, it's two big restrictions. But I knew I don't want to be there. I knew one day I want to move out. Already since I was 16, I dreamt about moving out to UK and having better life and knowing that one day it may not be the problem, the constraint, that one day I might be somewhere where financially I can afford it and space-wise I can do it as well. A few years forward, I'm not in Czech Republic anymore, I'm not 20 anymore, I'm 30, already have few gym locations in terms of home gyms, but this time is different. This time we decided with a friend of mine, pull the trigger and actually rent the building. I can't tell you at the start how exciting it was when finally you get to rent a huge building that's about 10 meters long, you know, and 7 meters wide, has a small garden. It's pretty much bare bone brick, but we knew it. Before we stepped in, checked it out, you know, and it finally felt like something big is happening, you know, exciting, something I've been dreaming about since I was really that serious and about 17, 18 and started knowing like, this is my thing. This is something I really want to do for the rest of my life. And many times I dream about having my own gym and making it real. And this time we made it real. So we decided to rent this building with my mate Lucas, that you can see right now on the screen. Although it was totally empty building with spiders, dust, and pretty much nothing in there, definitely not internet, I can tell you that. It was quite challenging. The idea was we go and try to do Twitch as fitness streamers. Over the time, we will become affiliate and start getting paid for it. And just do our thing, you know, train with friends, gym buddies, and have fun and make something exciting and something we really thought about for a very long time. And I can't tell you how exciting it was, and I felt like finally I did it, you know, something new on the horizon, and it was super exciting, definitely, like dreams come true. So we moved everything from my house that I had before, loaded it in the van, and from the empty building into this mess that you can see right now. So now we're gonna talk about the good stuff, just the good times. Later we'll get to the bad times, for sure. When you start something like this, it's definitely exciting, especially at the start, when you have your entire place just for yourself and you see the opportunities and possibilities and what you can do with it. Work out with your friends, your family, having a fun time, bringing my son, being there with my partner as well, and doing crazy workouts with my friends, which you can probably see right now. Lucas!
I wanna cry, but I give a fuck.
Resist! Alex, nice stretch. It's there. One more, come on. Push it. Fight me, come on. 3, come on. 4, 5, 6. The arms is switched off. Why wouldn't you need dumbbells when you got one towel and one jute, you know?
And couple of strong heads.
Yeah, right, yeah, right.
René! Welcome, René, please. Yeah. Left.
7. Nice one.
Slowly, slowly.
Because you're not mute, probably they're listening to you like.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's perfect, bro. It's like, yes. You go out like. Okay.
You. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck you! Ow, my ass!
I tricked you, mate. That's for you, Adrian.
Bandolero.
Welcome my guest, Adrian, today. What's up, Adrian? So instead of workouts, we're just gonna do sort of podcast slash interview, right?
In high school, 2009.
Oh my,
I was like
really?
14 years, yeah.
So you basically started because you've been skinny, yeah? So is that the main reason?
Yeah. Not that strong, and every time I was doing something, other people would comment, oh yeah, it's too skinny, and I was doing some, weightlifting or, not weightlifting, but like house chores because I live at the house, and like moving logs around or, putting on a big piece of clothes the woods and carry them to stack them. Always, everyone around me, too skinny, like making piles of stuff, and then be like, the small pile is for me, the bigger pile was for my brother or whatever, So I was always, upset. I was like, no, I'm strong too.
Yes, we freeze in. We're looking at probably 5 degrees. Adrian got heater, as you can see over there in the corner. Yeah. In your own personal journey, what was your biggest success and your biggest fail?
I think the biggest failure is the consistency and the fact that I keep changing my mind, like for a period I wanted to be aesthetic and then Kali aesthetics. I think the biggest success is in after crash and all this, that I formed the routine to go to the gym, if I don't go to the gym, I feel guilty. If I don't go to work, you're not gonna get money. And for me, it's not going to gym, doesn't matter how I feel. If I don't go to gym, I feel, like a short task, 1-2 hours a day, and you can't even do that. Can't afford to myself to skip gym. After that, the thoughts are too much, then I get that fear, that's it, am I gonna quit? No, and I'm, having that inner conversation that's, making me feel bad, but in the same time, make me think okay, when I go next time, I'll give more.
Over time, I was realizing I'm spending a lot of time, and I kept upgrading the gym. And it was fantastic seeing where it started and how it continued, how it kept getting better, because that's what you want. You want to see some progression and being happy about it. It really became pretty much every week project, changing things, move them around, and make the things better because it's your place. I was recording them a podcast, the fitness podcast, Be Active podcast. Welcome to the Be Active podcast with Daniel. This podcast is dedicated to fitness and well-being, where my guest and I share our motivations and stories. Regardless of your fitness level, we believe that our experiences can help you on your fitness journey. Thank you, and remember, be active. And it was really getting better. Got my dumbbells the day when we received them. Oh my God, got my first dumbbells. My God, got first brand new urethane dumbbells. That was just, it was amazing really to add in all the equipment, making the way I wanted, but sometimes it felt a bit lonely. So eventually I got a little companion, which you can see right now.
Hello.
Look at her. She's just beautiful. She was fantastic.
My little helper.
I was doing some rebuilding, adding new stuff, pull-up bar and such. So yeah, hard work pays off. And a lot of stuff. Yeah.
And we spend a lot of time together as well with my son, making it kind of our space.
Dougie. Nobody. Mam cię. Pupik. Tak. Gotowa.
Sometimes. And my main cave primarily, to be honest. It was just great, really. A lot of fun, especially during the summertime. It was just you in your tank top or sometimes shirtless, listen to your music, being in your space when you want, how you want, and doing these streams. Give you the nice stretch in your muscle. Stretch it all the way down the long head of a tricep. That has so much potential for growth. Hey, you again. It's every time. Flex. Why don't you flex? This is the first time, right? Why don't you flex for me? Flex for me too, yeah? I want to see it. Send me a pic. I mean, biceps flex pic, yeah? On my Instagram over there. I want to see your biceps too. Which was fantastic because it allowed me to meet new people from around the world. People from Texas, Romania, friends who were supporting me as well. It was a lot of fun. My partner was supporting me. My son was doing these recordings with me as well. And overall, we had a lot of fun, you know. It was fantastic. And something that I definitely won't forget. Unfortunately, the good times can't last forever. And now we get into the bad times. The reality check. You see, when you try and do streams, you need internet. And at the start, there was no internet. And that made it total horror because when you start in, you're scared, you don't know what you're doing. You're in this space where it's just you. No one else knows what you're doing. No one else knows how you're starting. And all what I had was just this portable device here with my ID card in it. And it was about 20 megabits per second speed, yeah, just ridiculous. And all the time, that thing was going down. And I was so frustrated. When you start with 0 viewers, pretty much. Except my partner, that was the first viewer. And then some friends, they were supporting me, which was fantastic. But the problem was, you can't keep doing this when you're leaving your viewers down. And this became really a problem because leaving down people, your audience, not delivering what you promised or trying to build a consistency, which is definitely important. You're trying to show up, you know, be there on time, that day, that moment, and deliver what you kind of promised or the expectation is there. And you're really trying to build it as much as you can. This was definitely a huge problem. And thought I'm gonna go crazy from this thing because I kept failing people, and that was the main thing that was bothering me. You see, every time I had to bring in my PC over there in the luggage, load it in, and bring it over about 60 minutes, unpack everything, set it up, mics, cameras, lights, angles, and everything. I just couldn't leave it there because it was bare bone building and it got moist and dirty from the concrete and spiders.
Look at this bastard. Cheeky bugger. Where do you think you're going?
And it's just, my God. Being in a building where it's 0 degrees and during the winter time go to a local bus station just to get warm, get a latte and a hot chocolate for me and my son, or not having a toilet in the building was definitely a huge minus. So every time with me and my kid, we had to go to a local store nearby or the bus station. And spending so much time in that place, sometimes over being so tired and stressed about things and just trying to make everything up to the schedule, sometimes meant I got really exhausted and was catching up on me. Sometimes after work, I went home, had a nap on my sofa for about 15-20 minutes, and then had to wake up and go there and knowing what to expect. Being there cold and just shitty, and it wasn't really cool. I had days when right after work, went in, felt knackered, but I still was there to do my thing, to do the thing, do the workout, at least something, just to show up and know that I did it, although no one else was there. So sometimes I just went there, laid down on the horse stable mast and as a pillow took my ab mat for exercising and just had a nap for 20 minutes, in the cold, dark building and just almost sleeping on concrete, actually on the horse mat. But yeah, that was it, I was just trying to do what it takes in that moment and not give up.
I want to remember this. I want to remember where I used to be. I remember how I was starting. I remember how I was struggling. All this fucking shit. And what we're looking at today.
Oh, 7 degrees. That's amazing.
Don't feel my fingers.
It was super challenging, I can tell you that. A few of my friends went over and it was brutal, not gonna lie. It took me about 2.5 months before I found some internet provider that was willing to install the internet, because it was in such a terrible area in terms of these things. So finally I made it happen, and I was on about 50 megabits per second, and things were getting better, kinda. See, when you're paying about £300 every month for rent and everything, over the time these things add up. And at the start, the friend of mine, Lucas, was helping me out. We were meant to be doing it together, but eventually it turned out more me because of his distance, work, and so on. So that didn't work. So for the first 6 months, we were paying it together, half, and then later on, it was just me. And I can tell you, over the time, it really became a financial burden. No having their toilet, seasonal changes of weather, temperature, no one wanted to train there pretty much, except for me because I was paying for it, right? After a few months, I really struggled to get new viewers, and without viewers, getting more followers, you're not gonna get Twitch affiliate. No Twitch affiliate, no subscription. No subscription, no money. Although Twitch takes about 50%, which is quite crazy. But still. Although, after 11 months since my first stream in January, in December 2023, I finally was able to get affiliate and become, yay, Twitch streamer affiliate, and could start having my first subscribers. Could. But I didn't get any. My partner supported me, but still, you get it only 50% of what you're getting. And if you put together in total how much you're spending per month, which was about 300 for the rent and everything in total, then you start seeing things quite dark, quite bad. And to all of that, add to it one day when I was traveling with my PC again, setting up the stuff for the podcast or stream, and because, like you know already, I was moving in my luggage that had a foam in, making it nice and comfortable, safe, I mean. Bad thing happened. I probably hit the luggage too hard when I was moving and whatever, vibrations, I don't know. It killed my PC, and I couldn't turn it on. Guess what? Another £250 in investment to get new motherboard. So yeah, amazing. When you combine all of that together, it was really becoming a disaster, really a nightmare. Financially wise, time wise, even though I was trying to make it happen, nobody really cared about a 30-year-old guy at the time that was just, doing his thing with friends and kid on Twitch as a fitness streamer. So by the end of 2023, I ended up on 70 followers in total. Yes, I was affiliate. Yes, I could have subscribers, but I wasn't getting paid. And everything went down to shithole because I couldn't keep on paying. And I knew it. I was tested mentally, physically, relationship-wise as well, although I was at the time about 10 years with my partner. But still, taking you so much time, being there, going there, setting up things, and eventually you wasting your time, your money, your effort, and you could be doing different things. And you realize very quickly that this is probably not going where you expected, the way you expected, and it's probably going nowhere. You start thinking and start kind of giving up. That's what I felt like by the end. And as I knew I can't keep going, try to get someone else in, split up the rent, it seemed pretty good for some time. It really did. It was like, finally, maybe this is gonna work. But things has changed, and circumstances in my friend's situation has changed, so he couldn't get in and we couldn't do business together. So I knew this is it. I knew this is the last thing. I knew I just can't keep going. This was too much and it was time to pack it up. Realize it, say, okay, this is it, and yeah, finish everything. Moving on to another studio. It's not the end of a journey, not yet, not ever, ever. And yeah, it is what it is. And after knowing that, that was the one last thing to do. And that was enjoy proper last workout, which you can see right now, so enjoy.
I'm balling, they pay me attention. I'm balling, they pay me attention. I'm balling, they pay me attention.
Eventually, all what was left was just sell my equipment, except the rack behind me, because I want to keep it as a reminder. Try to kind of at least recover what I put into it, which in total was about 5,000 pounds in about 1.5 years, since November 2002 all the way to May 2024. Clean up the building, put it together, enjoyed the last virtual reality session in there because it was a huge building and it was so much fun, I can tell you that. Having so much space for yourself in such a building, playing virtual reality, perfect. You have to try it, definitely. And now to what I have learned. What it really taught me was that you can have a lot of growth in the discomfort, especially if you choose it by yourself. Asking yourself, why am I doing this? Go and exposing yourself to random people, total strangers, messing up in terms of fitness and your own personal journey. So in your own personal journey, fucking hell, I'm gonna break my tongue. I got this. Sleep aids in automaticity. Damn, and I learned it, and I read it already multiple times before. Sleep aids in automaticity. Whose city? Autocity. Automaticity. Damn, what the... Having technical issues, being uncomfortable so many times, not knowing if it's gonna work out, making it exciting at least in some way, you know. There is so many things, so many layers that it taught me about myself physically and mentally. First of all, when you look at this, you see how I looked before I rented this building and how my body improved over time just by putting in the hard work, diet, and consistency. Although to me it's kind of that, oh my god, consistency, blah blah blah, you know. But when you look at it, with that basic equipment, I could get into one of the greatest shapes I ever had and being consistent with it throughout the whole year. Being in cold environment, still doing my primary full-time job, being a dad, moving over, setting up equipment, setting up all that stuff on and on again. Doing overtime, still trying to be father, partner, everything, just all combined together. And yet, I was still able to get to such a great shape with very minimal equipment. Really just basic dumbbells, barbell, rack, then later on some minimalistic cable machine. At home, I was still having my treadmill, which I was putting in work regularly, doing my cardio about 3 times a week, but that was pretty much it, you know. This basic setup was my primary source of what I built. This was my primary source. My primary source. So if I can really achieve such a physique with minimal equipment, then why would be a problem to do it in commercial gym with so many machines and fancy equipment? And that's the thing that I've really learned throughout this journey, that sometimes you need to be in that uncomfortable environment in order to work harder. I started being depressed, asking myself, why have I did it? Why try? How much time, money, and everything I lost? And I started showing up less and less because I knew that it's the end. Gained weight, and then eventually had to go back to a regular commercial gym. and being in such a comfortable environment from my place, now being surrounded by so many people, being annoyed, waiting for machines, moving around all the time, figuring out different variations, or traveling again and wasting so much time traveling to regular commercial gyms and being comfortable from who I was, I just stopped entirely. Gained a lot of weight, got really fat, and I thought, okay, I'll come back later, one day. This exactly is one of the things that I realized, my emotional weakness, my emotional side that can affect me. As Jocko Willing says, everything is a test. Everything is a test, in a certain way. And I can definitely apply it to this. And at the time, I had no idea how beneficial it could eventually be in the future, 2025, and prepare me for so many opportunities, try out different things that I wouldn't think I would normally do. Then why would not be more courageous, be more brave and risk more? Because after this failure, you start thinking like, okay, I survived this and we keep on going. I learned things about myself. I learned that I can perform in uncomfortable situations, fucked up situations in a certain way. And following that, if you want to become a pro, you have to perform no matter what. You have to be consistent no matter what, whether you want or not, because I was about to do it for real, which meant many times not wanting to do it. Not wanting to drag that goddamn PC in my building in a stupid luggage and setting up everything. Spending so many hours for few people, not knowing if there'll be more or if there'll be actually anybody that day, that moment, watching me and appreciating the time that I'm trying to spend with the people, help them out, and supporting people that I knew they feel like or they want help with, or just having entertainment, you know, having fun with my friends and doing all that. And many times I was not in the mood. But if you really want to create that consistency and traction, then you have to do it so many times when you don't feel like, and not to quit. Because if you promise someone you're gonna show up every Wednesday, Friday at this time, then you better be there. Because if you mess up, you don't have many chances, maybe not ever any other chance, why people would come and watch you again or spend their time with you. And whether you're getting paid or not, it doesn't really matter, because you have to build it up and start somewhere. Not only that, but this kind of thing also can test your partnership and your friendships, seeing how your friends support you, come over, trying to be there for you, watch, share your social media, and overall bring you ideas and knowing that you have a team of people in your back, so to speak. People, they are there for you. And I really appreciate it. Lucas, for example, was paying me half rent for the first 6 months. Although he's been there, I think, about once or twice and went to do it together. Even though things really didn't go as expected and planned, I really appreciate for him doing it, you know, and keeping his word. So one day when I'm gonna make it, whenever I'm gonna make it, one day I'm gonna make it. I know that. I believe in that. Then I want to give him the money back, and that day I'll know that I made it. Be like, thanks man for believing me. Now, I wouldn't definitely advise you go and do what I did, or lose so much money, time, effort and everything, you know. And yet, maybe something where you could be more courageous. Try to take on the challenge that you've been avoiding, or things you want to try. Be brave. Try to risk. Learn the new things, exposed to uncomfortable, knowing that you may fail and be okay with it.
I will remember all the struggle. I will remember all that I've been through, all the things that I hated, how much I doubted myself, and all of this really, because it's not fun sometimes, but I love it, because that's how I feel so many times. I want to quit so many times. I want to quit so many times, and I still want to quit. This morning, I was like, why am I doing it? Fuck this, can't be asked. Then I got here, I did the thing, I did what I want to do, and felt way better about it. Way better about myself. Because sometimes just those little things, when you having so many things that bring you down, and then you get at least one great thing, one great thing, once upon a time, you really gotta get the most out of that one great thing, because those great things is really not many. So yeah, it's struggle. I hate it and love it. It's every goddamn day. If there was more people that showed their weakness at the beginning, their struggle, not just speaking about it, but show it, record it, document the whole thing from the shitty hole, struggles, doubts, everything, everything's falling apart. You gotta fix that. Then to all the way how they got to be millionaires and being successful and so on. That'll be definitely wonderful, really, because this is my stage for some time. The past year, moving stuff, changing stuff, investing at least some bits and so on. Just don't give up. Give it a couple more months, maybe years, who knows, but I'm enjoying this shit and I'll remember it. That's it. Keep grinding.
If you have a career that you may like to pursue or think that you would like to try, give it a go. It's definitely worth it. Most people that I know since I was a teenager, now including myself, have boring, repetitive jobs they don't enjoy. And we spend there so much time. And I know so many great people with the talent or thing they want to try, they want to do, think that they just spark when they talk about it, or have a talent, think that I believe they'll be great at, or they could be great at, just by trying it. Get uncomfortable and be okay with failing. Sometimes it's all what you really need. And learning things by yourself that you normally wouldn't think to be possible. I'm not comfortable right now being here and talking to camera just like that. Doing the podcast when you have visitor or guest that you can talk with, it's totally different. You're not thinking about it. But consciously looking at the camera right now, I'm not used to it and I'm not very comfortable with it. And yet I know it's what has to be done. So I'm doing it. Because in a certain way, it's at least something that I enjoy to do and is exciting. Because you never can know what will eventually happen after a week, month, a year pursuing the thing that you're trying to give your time and your effort in. Your hours of learning, improving, trying out. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And that's okay. Sometimes you doubt everything, you doubt yourself. No matter what you do right now, there will be a learning curve. You will start by not being good at it, not knowing what you're doing, trying out maybe a few different things at once, trying to figure out which one is the right one. Eventually, you may realize that you have to do only one thing properly rather than trying to spread out yourself so thin and going crazy over the things that you planned and you never properly started or continued or even finished, not even talking about that. And that's my experience. And if you want to see how I got from that fat guy in 2024 all the way to 2025 and eventually losing in 6 months 19 kg from 94 all the way to 75.5 kg, then check out this short transformation. And don't forget, subscribe, because here I got written lots of new content. So lots of new videos coming soon.
Stay hard. Oh, yeah. And remember, strong alone. Come on. Stronger together. Yes. That was it. I was like, how the fuck I say that? Don't forget to stay hard. Stay hard too. Okay, guys. Have a great time. Thanks. Bye.